Right, it's a very warm welcome to everyone. I'm so glad to have all of you joining me today. Now, why have I got a bit of a tongue twister and kind of like stumbling over my words? Well, before this particular session, I decided to do a little bit of research. And this little research, I thought, well, successful agents. What is the average age of a successful agent? And well, that is a bit of a vague term because a successful agent could be one that's just an influencer. So I took a little bit deeper, and I said, what is the average age of a generally productive agent? And I put that into the AI to see what the result came out with. Well, it told me that the average productive agent is over the age of 45, but the number that really jumped out was 60. That was one of those areas where I went, okay, so the average productive agent is 60 years old. So I thought, wait a minute. Let me start to clarify this down because I'm going to have a discussion with someone on the other end of the scale, 22, going on 23. But I wanted to find out, all right, so let's have a look at what percentage of 22, 23-year-olds are productive. And this is what blew my mind. It actually took a while for the AI to come back. It did research. It said there's nothing that's concrete, but it's less than 1% of agents around the age of 22 to 23 actually become productive. That blew my mind because joining me today is not only someone who is 22 going on 23, and hopefully I'm getting those ages right, and I'm giving away your age because at your age, we can share how old you are. As soon as you get to a certain age, if I say that, I get kicked off the actual scene. What is so amazing is not only is this particular agent in production, she's in high-level production. Not only isn't she in high-level production, but she became the youngest icon agent in eXp. Now, that took a huge amount for me to try and unravel. But I'm actually honored to have the youngest icon agent on our session today. It is the one and only, and I'm going to give you a huge amount of congratulations because I know exactly what it took to get there. It's Shené Vorster. Shené, how are you doing?
Thank you, Stuart. Wow. I'm glad you're recording this so I can use that as an introduction. I'm doing very well. Thank you, Stuart. How are you doing?
No, always fantastic, always fantastic. Now, here's where the stumbling block came in for me. Normally, I'll start out and I'll say to agents, so tell me, what did you do before real estate? And that was the first stumbling block because for me, I'm going to assume the first stumbling block was, well, an educational path. So I have to kind of pivot on this one here, which is really, I've dug deep. And I actually want to know, who is Shené Vorster? I mean, at your age, your hobbies, your interests, let's put real estate to one side so that we can understand that Shené is not a robot. She's actually a human being and lives a particular life. So who is Shené Vorster outside of real estate?
Yeah, so I'm actually a very simple, plain Jane person. I like being at home. I'm a homebody. But yeah, I mean, I love being out in nature, going for hikes, being with my family, spending time with my family is probably priority number one. And yeah, I must say my guilty pleasure is watching Netflix. That is my guilty pleasure. I cannot switch off in the evening without watching my Netflix. So I always have a series lined up. But yeah, I mean, I'm just a normal person, just doing normal stuff. Trying to work in a hike, trying to get my exercise in. So yeah, just a very plain Jane person and then working.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to remove the plain Jane because plain Jane needs a nice bigger title. But I love the way you say, and this is really, I mean, I look at my kids and by the way, my daughter's 24, so this puts it into true perspective for me.
She's actually the same age as I am.
There we go. Oh, that's even better. There we go. Now they're the same age. And the great thing is, I said, well, what do you enjoy in the evenings? Well, I enjoy sitting down, relaxing, watching TV. In fact, you're not in the grindstone working 24 hours a day and saying, this is my life. You're still living the life of someone in their youth so that you can actually enjoy it, which is absolutely amazing.
Definitely.
Now, we know that you come from a family of real estate agents. So you've literally had real estate, and I want to say spoon fed to you in some way or another, which does give you a little bit of an advantage. But putting that to one side, I know that you stand on your own 2 feet. Nothing has been given to you on a silver spoon at all. It is your hard work that has actually put you in this place. So what has actually helped you in your real estate journey besides your family, which I know is so important to you? What has helped you?
Yeah, obviously my family plays a very important role. It's actually funny. I have a lot of people coming up to me, thinking that I was like sitting in real estate classes from the age of 10. And I always tell, like, the only thing I actually knew about what my parents did is if they told me they're going to write an offer, it was that dinner was going to be late. That's the only thing I knew. So, but I mean, when I started entering the real estate industry, obviously my parents were there, because there are so many terms and, like OTP, I thought I was waiting for like a pin, So there's a lot of things that I had to learn, and they were really a very big part of it. But I must say, in the beginning, the thing that really helped me was the collaboration with other agents. I stepped into the industry when it was more, I want to say, a buyer's market. So it was easier to work with buyers because there was so much stock, but not a lot of buyers that could actually afford. So, but I mean, if I have a buyer and I don't have a relationship with other agents, they won't let me bring my buyer to their listing. So that was very important for me, is starting to manifest those relationships and the connections. And so I think collaboration really helped me. And then what also really helped me, even though I was scared to do it in the beginning, was, putting myself out there on social media. I mean, I'm not this type of person comfortable speaking in front of so many people or even speaking in front of the camera. Like, I like to be behind the camera. So actually being in front of the camera or just putting my photo like everywhere and my cell phone number everywhere, that was so weird for me. But that really helped me because, I mean, so many people started to know about me that they wouldn't have if they didn't see me on social media. So yeah, I would say that really helped me. And then also, even though I'm only 24, it feels like I've had half a life before entering the real estate industry. I've tried so many things, but things like helping with admin, etc. But I mean, it helped me with my people skills. So that also played a big role, going into a viewing with strangers you don't know, being able to hold a conversation with them. So yeah, I would say that is really what helped me kickstart my real estate journey.
Absolutely. And you know what's so powerful about what you've just shared with me is it's something that I share with so many agents out there. That little word collaboration, that is probably the most powerful word in real estate in history. If you do not collaborate, your business becomes a struggle. Collaboration is the easiest way for you to actually get out there. And I actually love it. It's quite strange that we have someone so young that says social media, I like to be behind the camera. I mean, I know when you look at social media, whether it's on Instagram or TikTok or any of these other ones, and I'm not going to go any further because that'll show my age, but you're always seeing them. They're taking pictures in the bathroom of selfies. They're in front of the camera saying, how amazing is this? I'm having a hamburger. And we're like, it's just a hamburger, but there's a lot of excitement that goes in. But what you've actually done with social media, instead of taking, and I refer to it as the youth approach, you've taken the awareness approach, taken the approach to get everybody to say, hey, I'm Shené. I'm here as a real estate agent, and I'm looking forward to help you, to serve you, and build a relationship with you. Exactly. And that is just so simple as you actually put that together. So thank you for sharing, because that was actually amazing. Now, Icon Agent. I have to ask, when that announcement came to you, what did you do? How did you feel? Give me the honest opinion.
Yeah, it was, I didn't have words because obviously I've been tracking it, and hoping for the best, and I've written it down. It's my goal. But I mean, when it actually came and it was announced, I couldn't believe it. Like I wanted to start to cry because I actually don't know how I did it. Like I just did work as normal. But yeah, I just felt very blessed, super grateful, and yeah, that's about it. I didn't have words. I absolutely
No.
didn't have any words.
It's amazing, and here's the maturity that comes through from you. I mean, I can tell you, anybody that gets to an icon status, regardless of your age, even if you're at the average age of 60, you will still be loss of words. It's something that is an amazing achievement. Now, let's take this particular achievement, because getting this icon status, this has allowed and afforded you to change a little bit of your life as it is right now, but it's also possibly changed your vision into the future of where you could now possibly go. So let's have a look. Becoming an icon agent. I know that the day-to-day real estate hasn't changed. You're still doing the business, but from a personal life, what has improved or changed for you that was kind of like, I didn't think I could actually do this or buy this? What has happened for you?
Yeah, I mean, in terms of like mindset, thinking forward to the future, it made a massive impact because I realized, well, I mean, if you reach icon status, then you get your shares back, or your cap back in shares. And that was just crazy for me, thinking that in like 3 years' time, I'll have this little nest egg that I'll still continue to grow and grow and grow. So it did give me a little bit of a breath of relaxation, like still do your work, do everything, because we need to continue life as normal. But just thinking into the future, as a real estate agent, you always have that stress. No matter what you're doing, even if you're building your revenue share team, making sales, like you always just have that little bit of stress of the future. So that really helped me just be relaxed. And I mean, yeah, so for me, reaching icon status, that didn't really change anything for me, not even in my work life, but I want to say in my financial life, in the way I view things. Like I'm not gonna, I want to say, raise my my lifestyle now, because that is not the smart thing to do as a real estate agent. So yeah, for me, the massive thing that changed was just the mindset, and then also realizing like your age is really just a number. And like I can go out there, and for younger agents, I can really uplift them and let them know like, you're 20 or you're 22, but that doesn't matter. That doesn't have to define you. So I think my main thing that I took away from becoming an icon agent is just that realization that I can help younger agents realize they don't need to be demotivated because of their age. Like it doesn't define them.
Absolutely. And I love that you bring mindset into this, because so too often when people say, oh, she's an icon agent, that means she's going to be driving a Ferrari and she's going to be buying a future house in Camps Bay. She's going to be traveling overseas, but you still pull yourself to those ground roots, because one thing that's very, very clear in real estate is success of today is only setting up tomorrow.
Yeah.
You still have to continue with it on an ongoing basis. And I'm so glad. And this is obviously, it's a huge, huge accolade to your parents that, they've brought you to this particular point and allowed you to actually now go forward by yourself with all of this grounding, which is absolutely important as we're going through. So I know for a person, 24 years old, you're not going to say that you're missing out on life, because you're still enjoying it. I mean, Netflix, you've got those series listed and lined up. But let's talk about the business day, because yes, we like to have a little bit of fun in the evenings, on the weekends, and really doing all of that. But there's a business side, there's a professional side of you. Let's get an understanding of your typical day and week? What is it that you do in the mornings? How's the structure of that look like? Share that with us.
So for me, very important is time blocking, because I do tend to get distracted. So time blocking, even if it's just half an hour a day for lead generation, that's very important for me. Because I have seen myself, get so invested into a specific property or a specific transaction that as soon as that's completed, I'm sitting with no leads, nothing else to go forward with. So for me, very important, wherever I put it in, like I try to do it in the morning, but obviously if there's something in the morning, I just move it over to the afternoon. So I always try to put it in. Time blocking 1 hour lead generation, like that is a non-negotiable for me. And then further on, I really try to put something on social media, at least every second day. So yeah, just putting my content together or researching what I need to put out next. So that also forms part of my day. My day is quite like, I want to say up until like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock is very admin related. And then after that, I would do viewings, valuations, etc. And then, yeah, I mean, I like to do like working on my database. So that forms with lead generation. But as soon as I have those contacts on my database, what do I do with it? So I like to keep in touch once a month with a newsletter. So in my admin, I want to say admin related activities, I also draft up my next email newsletter that I'm going to send out. So yeah, I would say my mornings are very admin related. Any transactions, FICA, you name it, I do it in that time. And then, yeah, I really try to get as many valuation estimates in as possible. Because, I mean, one valuation estimate means a new connection with a new possible seller. So, yeah, that is what I really focus on. So in the afternoons, I do viewings, I do valuation appointments, and yeah, probably up until 6, 7, and then I come back home.
Perfect. And then Netflix takes priority.
And then Netflix, of course.
So let's dig into lead generation, because lead generation is one of the most important parts of our business. That's how we grow. If we don't do lead generation, ultimately what happens is we're not generating leads. Our business remains stagnant, and in fact, it starts to go down.
Yeah.
So generating leads is an important factor of our business. Is there one lead generation activity that you do that you go, whenever I do this, I get a valuation appointment, or I get an appointment with a particular seller to list their properties? Is there any one that really works for you that you truly enjoy and you'd love to share?
Yeah, so I mean, it's obviously not going to work every single time I do it. So just keeping that in mind, that you won't always get a yes, but keeping the consistency. But I love emails. Like I don't know why. I'm not a WhatsApp fan. I'm not a phoning fan. I just love emails, and I've seen it really work in my business. So my main, I want to say, lead generation tool is focusing on a specific suburb or a specific estate complex, and then getting those emails out where I basically, give them like recent sales, give them some information of the area, and then, ask if I can, if they would like a valuation estimate. So that is my main lead generation tool that I do, and I do that every single day. And in that manner, like it builds my database. And then, yeah, like birthday messages is also non-negotiable for me. It's not always going to immediately give you a property to sell, but I mean, you stay on top of mind. That is the main thing for me, is staying top of mind without being too pushy. So yeah, email is my go-to.
Absolutely. And there's an old sales slogan, out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
And that is one of the absolute keys. If you're out of sight of your clients, you're going to be out of your mind of your clients. So
Right.
We know we're doing these emails, you're reaching out with birthday messages. Not every single one of them is a success. And you can go 3-4 days with no responses, with negative responses. What keeps you focused to keep that consistency going all the time? Because at any stage you could go, you know what, let me try a different career. You can pivot and go there. What keeps that focus inside of you to just keep on going?
I must say, this being in this industry, it can be very rewarding. So what keeps me going is, first of all, my family. I really want to be able to help wherever I can, if help is ever needed. And then just thinking of my future, building the nest egg for my future, to be able to, whenever I one day have kids, to be actually able to just sit back and not stress too much, that I'm taking a day off now, or something like that. But yeah, what keeps me going, definitely, I'm a very faithful person. I'm very outspoken about it, and that definitely keeps me going on days that is terrible, that I get bad comments, that is just not going my way. That really keeps me going. But yeah, like what I started with is, it's a rewarding industry. So just thinking of the amount of people that I have helped and that I really made a difference, because I really focused on the person that I'm helping. I'm not focused on the commission check. I'm not focused on, the amount of listings that can come after that. So I really go into this business with my heart, and I try to help people. And in that manner, like, I just remember the people that I helped, that I educated, that didn't know something. And when I told them, they were like, it changed the whole, I want to say, transaction. So that is what keeps me going, definitely.
Excellent. And I love that passion that you have inside of you, that it's that like next step, helping others is
Yeah.
definitely that giving nature. So and this might be a challenging question, 24, when we start looking into the future, we start going, well, what is that going to look like? But let's actually put this into perspective. You're having a conversation with your 30 or 40-year-old version of you in the future. There's a time machine, and the future Shené has come back and standing in front of you and having a conversation. What do you think your 30 or 40-year-old version of you would be saying to you right now?
Yeah, that is a difficult question. I think she would probably say, well done for not giving up. That is the most important thing. And just staying consistent. And hopefully she's going to tell me that I'm retired. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I think she would just tell me, keep on doing what you're doing, focusing on the people, and not on the commission. Don't chase quick wins. And yeah, hopefully she'll just tell me that she's proud and that she can't wait until I get to that age.
Absolutely. You put a tear in my eye when you say that, being proud, because I can tell you now, every person that comes in contact with you feels and I will say, the power that's inside of you. You influence people. You're definitely what they regard as not just an icon agent, but you're becoming an icon, someone that people are actually looking up to you, even if you are a little bit shorter than some of us, but that's fine.
Most of us.
Let's really now pull this back, because I know a number of agents out there are going, this is amazing. Here's a person at the age of 24. She has managed to become part of less than 1%. And this is not just within a certain brand. This is on all agencies. This is agents worldwide. She falls part of less than the 1%, which is regarded as a highly productive agent less than the age of 24. And this is something that a lot of people go, wow. Now, we've discussed what you do in your particular day, how you actually go about doing all of that. But if you had to now stand up on stage and say, I've got 3 tips that's going to change your real estate business, and saying it with confidence, what would be 3 tips that you would share with an audience that they would write it down and put it into practice to say, this is the guidance to help me to move forward? What would those 3 tips be?
My first one would definitely be to forget about the commission. Just forget about it. Just focus on the person that you're helping. Yeah, I mean, I can go on and on about this one, but that's really important because if you just start, looking at the money and just chasing the money, you're actually losing who you are. And, you are here on earth to help people, to serve people. And if you're just thinking about the money, that you're going to lose that part of yourself. So that's definitely the first one. The second one, I would say this is a tip that won't necessarily help you go forward. Um, but I want to say, as soon as you get that commission into your bank account, do not go and buy the newest car on the market. Like, do not raise your lifestyle where you are at now, because you're getting a commission check now, and maybe you're only going to get commission again in 3 months. So if you've raised your, I want to say, standard of living, you're not going to be able to keep up with that. So budgeting is so important. So I would say, if you get that commission, try to budget for at least 2 or 3 months in advance. So that's a very important thing. It might help people go forward as soon as they get their commission. And then the third thing would definitely be time blocking. Whether it be for your door knocking, for your cold calling, whatever it is that you do to generate leads, I would say definitely time block, because it can be such a distracting, like you can get so distracted. I mean, you get a phone call while you're busy with something, and then you're off to the next appointment while you were actually focusing on lead generation. So time blocking for half an hour, 1 hour, put your phone away and put it on airplane mode. And then if I may add a fourth one, I would say I just had it.
That's the butterfly moments. We all experience that. Some of us more often, and we'll say that, what was I going to say? And we do that too often. It will come back to you.
Yeah.
I want to recap, because this is definitely words of wisdom. And I'll be true and honest that I share this with clients, and these are corporate clients. But coming from a 24-year-old, this shows a level of maturity and wisdom that is already instilled inside of you. And it's blowing my mind where this individual is actually going. But forget about the money. I was told a saying so many years ago, it's not about the money, it's about being the best that you can be.
Yeah.
Money is the evil that basically guides us. There's so many different things around money. When you chase the money runs faster than you. And to come from yourself, it is not about the commission. It's not about the outcome. It's about the journey and serving the clients that you actually deal with.
Yeah.
The second, and this is such, and I want to say, coming from yourself, it actually blew me away. I've underlined it because this is amazing. Don't spend your commission when it comes in.
Yeah.
Rather save for a rainy day. Put those budgets in place. This is something that typically when you get later on in life, you go, damn, I wish I'd actually saved for that rainy day. So when the commission comes in, it always feels so good to go out and just blow it and just spend it. And we're not saying don't spend it, because yes, you've got bills and you need to enjoy, but don't increase your lifestyle. As a commission earner, you never know when the next one is going to come through. You never know the size of it. So having that planning, and this is what I underlined, when your commission comes through, see how you can get it to last for 2 to 3 months.
Yeah.
That was a real powerful tip that you actually shared there. And the third one, and time blocking. Time blocking is so important, because when you run your day, that is literally, so what should I do today, brain? Let me take over the world. No, you can't run without any form of plan. What time blocking does is it creates a structure. And in that structure, you can actually go forward and actually then grow in your business. And this is what's done all the time. In fact, and this is something that I share with people, time blocking, for most people, they did it for 12 years of their life. Some people it was 13 or 14. When you're at school, you get given a timetable. That is time blocking. It works. It got you through to become qualified. Now, when you leave school, you tend to go, I don't want it anymore. We tear it up, and then we just want to run our lives without the structure. There's a reason why they put that structure in for 12 years of your life, and some people 13 or 14, but Doesn't matter.
That's so true.
And you need that particular structure. So has tip 4 come back into your head? Or is
Yes,
it,
it
go
has.
for it.
Okay, so I would say definitely choose your lane. Like, that's so important for me. You see so many agents out there doing this and then doing this and then doing this, and you try to do everything all at once. But like for me, I chose my lanes. My lanes are social media and lead generation through email. And that works for me, and I make it work for myself. But I would just say, like, don't try to do everything all at once.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's one of those areas where you try to be somebody else. You cannot be somebody else. You are a unique individual, and stay in those lanes. Those are the wise words that has actually come from Shené, our 24-year-old icon agent. Shené, last words, last thoughts, anything that you'd like to share before we close up?
I'm just so grateful, and I'm super grateful to be in this company, giving me, I want to say, the wings to fly and not limiting me. And I just want to say to everyone watching, carry on, be consistent, and even if the motivation isn't there, just try to do the works anyway, and you will be blessed.
Absolutely. That's Shené Vorster, our youngest icon agent for eXp in a global front, managing to become an icon agent at the age of 24. Well, actually younger than 24. Now she's 24. But what an amazing achievement. She's gone through this particular journey and actually done what less than 1% of real estate agents at her age has actually achieved. That is a huge recognition, and we are very, very proud to have her part of our extended family and team. It's a true inspiration to actually see somebody grow like she has done. And we cannot wait to see what comes next. This is going to be an absolutely amazing journey. Shené, thank you so much for coming on to this particular session with me. It's always an honor, a privilege to have these type of discussions with someone as young as you that has got so much wisdom to share with the people around. Guys, I want to thank you all for coming into this particular session. My name is Stuart, and these are the agent-led training sessions where, well, I actually pull back the curtain for a number of our top producing agents to see how do they do it. Are they humans or are they robots? Have they landed from a different planet? Did they hold on to the back of the Artemis as it went round the moon to say, hey, let's see what Earth's all about? No, they are human, and they are just like you. So look out for more that are coming soon. So from myself, Stuart, it's always have a fantastic and productive day ahead, and I'll see you in the next session. Cheers for now.